This is the Be More Business podcast, where wisdom and innovation merge to create a business that supports the life you want to live. Here's your host, entrepreneurial wise woman and cyber sorceress, Kimberly Beer.
Well, we made it. It is the last month of 2025. And this month for Make It Happen Monday, which is actually the first one of this new podcast that I'm doing, the Be More Business podcast. Make It Happen Monday is actually something that I have done for years for my private clients. And also years and years ago, I did it for a YouTube show. So I'm back with Make It Happen Monday for those of you who used to watch me on YouTube for this. And for my private clients, I'm now making this more public. Make It Happen Monday is basically a challenge that I extend to you each and every month. And it's something that'll move your business forward in that month. So this month of December, I am dedicated to helping you understand your temperament better. And by temperament, in this context, I mean your temperament and how you show up in your business. So how would you prefer to work? I live a little by the theory that so many of us get exhausted and burned out and stressed out over the fact that we tend to try to do everything against our temperament. So very much if you were right-handed and I took your right hand away and you had to do everything with your left hand, you would be able to be successful at that because, hey, we're all flexible, but it would be harder. So your challenge for this month is to take a temperament sorter. I don't care which one. I'm going to give you some ideas. And then the second part of that is to look around your business and see where you possibly are working against your temperament or against your preferences. And then to make a small 1-degree shift into doing things differently and see if that doesn't relieve some of the stress, or at the end of the day, if you can leave with a little more energy where that particular system is concerned in your business. So let's dive in. The first thing you have to do here is you have to find a temperament sorter that jives with you. And I am personally trained in the Keirsey-Bates. That's the one that I use with my clients. But I also love a lot of other temperament sorters. I have a lot of clients who deeply believe in the Enneagram. And I have a friend who does the CliftonStrengths Finder with teams and corporations. And she swears by that particular temperament test. Other ones that I've heard of are the DISC. And there's one called the Colby, and there are more. There are lots. And there's fun ones. There's even cute fun ones. I am going to put on the show notes page for this month's episodes a dragon temperament sorter that I created. Like, who is your patron dragon? It's really fun. It's cute. It really aligns with what we're talking about because it helps you understand your Keirsey-Bates temperament a little bit better. And I do only use the 4, not the full 16. There's just a ton of ways that you can take a temperament sorter. All of them are going to offer you wisdom. And I really encourage you to take more than one. For this month, however, we're going to pick one and we're going to take that one and then we're going to start peeling back the layers of how that temperament shows up in your world. Now, some people have this tendency to treat their temperament like a cute and entertaining fact. I love astrology, but not everyone believes in astrology. And by the way, you can also use astrology for your temperament. If that's something you connect to, if you deeply connect to your sun sign or to your natal chart, by all means, grab that and utilize it as well. But if you're one of those people who has been treating your temperament sorter like you would a newspaper horoscope, I want you to stop doing that. These are serious tools, and I am including astrology in the serious tool. I am going to go to the woo-woo side with you there. I believe in it. I have a lot of relationship to my natal chart, and it definitely guides me. What I'm asking you to do, though, is I'm asking you to take whichever one you take, whichever sorter, or if you want to use the astrology chart, or if you want to use human design, whatever you're into, I want you to take it super seriously. because I don't want you to treat it like that newspaper horoscope where you just look at it and go, well, tra la 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 la. Don't do that. We're going to take it really seriously. So once you've taken the sorter, get curious. So week 1, take the sorter. Week 2 in this process, get curious for the entire week. Take a moment and really examine how you're showing up in your business. Tune into yourself every time you task switch or use a different system in your business, and see if that at the end of using that system or at the end of that task, did you struggle with it? Did it feel awkward? Was it not as natural as it could have been? Are you tired from something that you shouldn't be tired from? And there's a difference between being tired because you're stressed and being tired because you did work. So if you have a physical job, like you're a horse trainer or a dog groomer, of course you're going to be physically tired after doing your job. That just is a natural human state. However, the mental exhaustion and the emotional exhaustion of working outside of your temperament or working against your preference does add a level of exhaustion to that you wouldn't get otherwise. So just pay attention. Spend the whole week doing this. If you are a really structured type worker who loves data and analysis, by all means, use a day tracker. There's a ton of them on the internet. You can grab one and put down your task. And then, did you feel more exhausted after it? Is it something that doesn't feel natural? Is it something that didn't feel like you were in flow? If that's the case, mark that one as a possibility, because in week 3 of this, and I do want you to get curious for that full week, most of us do not live on a day-to-day. A lot of people, it is an experience of a week, and a week gives us a pretty good window into what systems in our business are working and what systems in our business are draining us. So at the end of that week, you're going to look at all of that data you collected, whether it was just noting it in your head or whether it was actually writing it down on a piece of paper. Once you get it all noted and take a look at it, on that 3rd week, I want you to pick one thing and one thing only. Do not overwhelm yourself with this. So pick one thing and make a shift toward your temperament. So now what you've done is week 1, you have taken some time to understand yourself a little bit better. In context to that, you have looked at your week and looked at what you're struggling with. In the 3rd week, we're going to merge those two things together and we're going to ask, what did I learn from my temperament sorter that I can apply to the things that I'm struggling with to make those things easier? I also do want to mention, again, there's the physical tiredness, but there's also things that rub up against our trauma, our childhood beliefs, all kinds of things can exhaust you at the end of the day. You have to sort of look in this period of time where you're going to look at that one thing to change. And you do want to pick something that is preference oriented. We have to do hard things in our business all of the time. And preference sometimes does play a part in that, but it's not always the underlying suit. I trust and hold you capable of being able to discern the places that you struggle in your business because of some outside influence or because of the nature of your business itself versus what you learned in the temperament sorter, which is what we're going to utilize to make that one shift. So for the next week, for the 3rd week of the month, really attempt to make that shift. Actually, be Yoda. There is no try, there is only do. So make the shift. And then for that 4th week, take a look and see, did it make a difference? Analyze your results and see if you actually feel better at the end of those tasks, if you have more energy. And give it some time, my friend. Change can be immediate or change can be something that has to build over time. If you have been working extensively as a right-handed person with your left hand, there are times when you get your right hand back, that those muscles may get sore because you haven't used it in a while. But the flow would be better if you were there with your dominant hand. And for all the lefties out there in the world, which my life is populated with left-handed people, by the way, know that I am the oddball out most days with my right-handedness. So I appreciate all of you. Just flip that script around and you'll have it. All right. So I want you to go out there, make it happen this month, and I will see you next month with a new challenge.
Thank you for listening to the Be More Business podcast, where wisdom and innovation merge to create a business that supports the life you want to live. For more resources, courses, and inspiration, visit bemorebusiness.com.